This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. For decades, the luxury watch industry has stood as a symbol of heritage, precision, and exclusivity. The term Swiss-made has carried immense weight, conjuring images of master artisans laboring over mechanical masterpieces in picturesque alpine workshops. However, beneath the polished marketing lies a more complex reality, one that challenges conventional assumptions about what luxury truly means in the modern era. In this video brought to you by the Luxury World, we will examine the hidden architecture of the luxury watch industry, uncovering the truth about where watches are made, why outsourcing has become the norm, and what this means for consumers, collectors, and the future of horology. From legal loopholes to silent factory collaborations, this is a behind-the-scenes exploration of how the world's most coveted watches are assembled and how the myth of the Swiss watch is being quietly redefined. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, make sure to do so to stay informed on future updates. Today's globalized manufacturing ecosystem has blurred the lines between craftsmanship and mass production, revealing a surprising truth. Many of the components in so-called Swiss watches are produced in faraway factories, particularly in Shenzhen, China. This revelation does not stem from lapses in Swiss quality control, but rather from a sophisticated strategy of international outsourcing that underpins much of the modern luxury watch industry. Traditionally, luxury has been synonymous with artisanal expertise and local production. Yet in recent years, the industry has pivoted toward efficiency-driven outsourcing while retaining premium price points. Shenzhen, often dubbed the Silicon Valley of hardware, has emerged as a quiet powerhouse in this transformation. It is estimated that up to 95% of the world's watches, ranging from entry-level timepieces to prestigious luxury models, pass through this city at some stage of production. This includes not only counterfeit products, but also legitimate components such as bezels, dials, and even movement parts. These are later shipped to Switzerland for final assembly and finishing. Under current regulations, this minimal Swiss involvement is often sufficient for a timepiece to carry the highly coveted Swiss-made label. Contrary to popular belief, the designation Swiss-made does not necessarily mean that a watch was wholly manufactured within Switzerland. The law requires that only 60% of the watch's value originates in Switzerland. This means that while finishing, regulation, and assembly may occur in Swiss facilities, much of the physical production, including the most labor-intensive components, which often takes place elsewhere. Cases, bracelets, and even movements may be manufactured or partially completed in Asia, particularly in China, before undergoing final refinement in Switzerland. As long as the final stages of production and quality control occur on Swiss soil, the watch qualifies for the Swiss label. This legal loophole, while technically compliant, undermines the traditional narrative of fully Swiss craftsmanship. The myth of pure Swiss origin has been further eroded by a growing wave of transparency brought on by social media. Platforms like TikTok and YouTube have allowed insiders, factory workers, and watch enthusiasts to share behind-the-scenes footage, exposing the global journey many luxury timepieces undergo before reaching boutique displays. These disclosures have shown that some factories responsible for producing parts used in authentic Rolex models are also responsible for manufacturing hardware found in the gray market and replica sectors. In many instances, leftover parts from legitimate production runs find their way into unofficial channels, ending up in watches that are nearly indistinguishable from their boutique counterparts. The use of global parts and outsourcing is not a new phenomenon. It has been a quiet industry standard for decades. However, due to the rise of digital media and anonymous whistleblowers, these practices are becoming increasingly difficult to conceal. Former employees have even shared photographs of vintage Swiss watches fitted with Chinese-made components, long before the digital age brought this topic into public view. Despite the growing body of evidence and mounting consumer curiosity, mainstream watch media have largely avoided addressing the topic head-on. The reason is straightforward: financial entanglement. Many publications, blogs, and influencers depend on advertising dollars, product access, and invitations from the very brands they would need to criticize. Criticism could jeopardize these relationships, which is why much of the truth emerges from independent creators, unaffiliated commentators, and anonymous sources. These individuals and platforms have little to lose and are often more willing to challenge the industry's gatekeeping. One example of this occurred when viral content emerged showing Rolex-style parts being boxed in a Guangdong factory. Shortly after, Rolex made the rare move of adjusting retail prices downward by as much as 20% in certain markets, a decision that many interpreted as damage control rather than strategic repositioning. The disconnect between production cost and retail price in the luxury watch sector is staggering. It is estimated that certain Rolex models, which retail for over $6,000, cost approximately $1,200 to manufacture. This vast margin underscores a broader truth. Much of what consumers pay for is not materials or labor, but branding, storytelling, and the emotional experience of ownership. As skepticism grows around the traditional luxury watch supply chain, the gray market is evolving in response. Once dominated by obvious replicas, the modern gray market now includes factory homage builds, timepieces constructed using authentic parts from the same suppliers that service the major brands. The only thing missing may be the logo or final quality control stamp. These watches are not marketed as counterfeits, but rather as parallel builds or same-line releases, designed to appeal to consumers who value the aesthetics and mechanical build without the full financial burden of a luxury label. With components virtually indistinguishable from those used in showroom pieces, these timepieces offer a compelling value proposition. This new vocabulary, substituting terms like replica with homage, further blurs the lines between official and unofficial. It also presents a challenge to legacy brands: how to maintain exclusivity when the same factories and machines are producing lookalike alternatives for a fraction of the price. Despite the surface similarities between official and homage timepieces, there remains one critical point of differentiation: the movement. This internal mechanism, often referred to as the watch's heart, continues to be the defining feature of authentic luxury watches. While cases, dials, and bracelets can be reproduced with remarkable accuracy, high-end movements are significantly more difficult to replicate. Inexpensive clones often suffer from inaccuracies, poor materials, and mechanical failures. They may tick loudly, fail under pressure, or degrade faster over time. Collectors and enthusiasts are typically quick to identify inferior movements. The smooth glide of the second hand, the tactile click of the crown, and the overall weight distribution are subtle indicators of authenticity. To the trained eye and ear, a well-made movement is unmistakable, and this is where most homage watches fall short. The deeper one examines the luxury watch market, the more apparent it becomes that consumers are often purchasing more than a timekeeping device. They are investing in a narrative, one of precision, history, and exclusivity. This perception has been meticulously crafted through advertising, celebrity endorsements, and decades of cultural association. At the heart of the current conversation is a reevaluation of value. What does it mean for a watch to be worth 5 figures if many of its parts are identical to those found in a $500 homage? Is the difference purely in the movement, or does it lie in the intangible prestige, resale potential, and emotional satisfaction? The answer will vary depending on the buyer. For some, only an officially certified timepiece will suffice. For others, a well-crafted parallel build offers 90% of the experience at a fraction of the cost. In both cases, the decision is shaped by personal priorities, status, functionality, or historical fidelity. As the industry continues to evolve, one truth becomes increasingly apparent: the most valuable asset in the luxury watch world may not be a rare model or limited edition, but informed discernment. In a market shaped by both craftsmanship and illusion, the real luxury lies in knowing precisely what is being purchased. Understanding the origins, materials, and marketing strategies behind each piece empowers consumers to make choices that align with their values and expectations. Whether opting for a flagship Swiss model or an alternative from the growing parallel space, the key is transparency and intentionality. Luxury has always been about more than price. It is about perception, story, and self-expression. In this new era of open information and global production, those who look beyond the logo will find not only better value, but deeper appreciation. What are your thoughts on the topic we shared in this video? Let us know by leaving a comment and giving this video a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe to The Luxury World for more insights into the world of luxury timepieces.